You know what's really frightening? Many people will work their entire lives, yet never escape being broke. Not because they're lazy or unlucky, but because of habits they don't even realize are holding them back. Listen carefully, because this isn't theory, it's real life. Every morning, millions of people wake up early, fight through traffic, grind all day, and come home exhausted. They collapse on their beds, only to repeat the same cycle tomorrow. Months turn into years, and when you ask them about savings or investments, their answer is always the same: nothing. They worked hard but never moved forward. The question is, why? I once met a man who said, if I just had more money, everything would change. But the truth is, even if he did, he'd lose it just as fast. Why? Because bad habits will always destroy good luck. That's why lottery winners go broke. That's why people who inherit fortunes end up with nothing. Money without discipline is like holding water in your hands, it slips away. The first habit that traps people in poverty is survival spending. Ever heard someone say, I just need to get through this month? Their paycheck arrives, and before the weekend ends, it's gone: rent, bills, food, a few nights out, maybe a gadget they don't need. Then they start over again. Month after month, year after year. They say they never get a chance to grow, but they're not planting anything, they're eating the seed. I know, because I did the same. I used to stand outside offices begging for interviews. When I finally landed a job, I thought I'd made it. But every raise disappeared faster than the last. I was earning more but building nothing. It felt like running on a treadmill: lots of effort, no progress. Picture two young guys working the same job, earning the same pay. One comes home, scrolls his phone, spends on small pleasures. The other also comes home tired but spends an hour learning something new, reading, or saving instead of shopping. 10 years later, one is still clocking in at the same factory, the other owns his own business. What made the difference? Not luck, not intelligence, habits. Here's the harsh truth: when your mind is trapped in survival mode, you never build for the future. If all you think about is making it through today, you never ask, how do I grow tomorrow? The world doesn't reward survival, it rewards growth. Look at J.K. Rowling. She was broke, raising a child alone, and got rejected by 12 publishers. She could have quit, but instead of eating her seed, she planted it, and that seed grew into books, movies, and a global empire. That's not luck, that's the habit of persistence. The mistake most people make is spending to feel rich instead of investing to become rich. They buy things that shine today but fade tomorrow. Remember this: if you eat the seed, you'll stay hungry. If you plant it, water it, and protect it, one day you'll sit under the tree you grew. Oprah Winfrey understood this. Born into poverty, facing pain most people can't imagine, she invested in herself, her voice, her purpose, her growth. She turned pain into power, and that's what made her wealthy in every sense of the word. So remember, poverty isn't just about what's in your wallet, it's what's in your mind. You can work harder than anyone and still stay stuck if your habits never change. Change your thinking, and your money will follow. Change your habits, and your life will never look the same. The second habit that quietly keeps people broke is falling into money traps, the ones built to make you believe you're winning while you're really losing. These traps aren't accidents. They're designed to catch you in ads, discounts, trends, and apps that promise happiness for a price. And unless you see them for what they are, they'll drain your future without you even noticing. Let's be honest, what do most people do when they get extra cash? Do they invest it? Save it? No. They buy something new. A phone, a car, new clothes, or a night out they can't really afford. They call it a reward, but it's really a trap. Poor people want to look rich. Rich people want to stay rich. Think about this: Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, still lives in the same modest house he bought decades ago. Meanwhile, someone earning $600 a month will take a loan to buy a $1,000 phone, all to show off for a few likes. That's not success. That's slavery in disguise. I knew a guy who worked incredibly hard. The day he got a raise, he celebrated by taking a loan and buying a brand new car. Everyone admired him. But every month, half his salary went straight to the bank. That car didn't make him free, it chained him to payments. It didn't make him rich, it made the bank richer. When you mistake looking wealthy for being wealthy, you lock yourself in a cage made of your own choices. Another trap is fear, the fear of taking risks. So many people say, starting a business is too risky, or investing might make me lose money. But while they hide their savings in a bank that pays 2%, inflation silently eats away 10%. They think they're playing safe, but doing nothing is the biggest risk of all. When Jeff Bezos quit his comfortable Wall Street job to start Amazon from a small garage, everyone called him crazy. They said he was ruining his life. But he understood something most people never learn: the biggest failure isn't trying and losing, it's never trying at all. Today, Amazon is everywhere. If he had chosen comfort over courage, he'd still be working for someone else. Then there's the trap of someday. Someday I'll save. Someday I'll invest. Someday I'll start something. But someday never comes. Time slips away quietly, one day at a time. And by the time they realize it, the best years are gone. Einstein once called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world, not because it's math, but because it rewards those who start early. The longer you wait, the less magic it can do. I made that mistake myself. I kept telling myself, when I earn more, I'll invest. But that perfect time never came. The truth is, there is no perfect time. You start where you are, with what you have, and you grow from there. And finally, there's one more silent trap: environment. The people you surround yourself with will shape your entire future. If your closest friends only gossip, complain, and waste time, you'll eventually do the same. But if you hang out with people who talk about business, ideas, and growth, you'll start to think bigger, dream bolder, and move faster. I once knew two groups of friends. One spent every night partying, wasting time, and making excuses. The other spent their nights learning new skills and building side hustles. 10 years later, the first group was still stuck in the same place. The second? They were running their own companies. Same age, same city, different choices. So remember this: consumerism, fear, procrastination, and a toxic environment are thieves dressed as comfort. They don't steal your money all at once, they steal your future slowly. And by the time you notice, it's almost gone. If you want control of your life, stop falling for the traps that keep you working hard while staying broke. Money shouldn't control you. You should control it. The third habit, and maybe the most dangerous one, is blaming and complaining. This is the mindset that quietly kills your progress before it even begins. Poor people don't just struggle with money, they struggle with accountability. Instead of saying, "How can I fix this?" they say, "It's not my fault." You'll hear it everywhere. If only my boss paid me more. If only the government cared. If only my parents had money. And while those excuses sound reasonable, they steal something powerful from you: control. Because the moment you blame, you hand over your power. You give your future to someone else. I once met a young man who told me, "I can't succeed because my father didn't leave me anything." And I told him, then that's exactly why you need to succeed, so your children never say the same about you. Every generation has two choices: to pass down excuses or to pass down opportunities. Poor families pass excuses. Wealthy ones pass lessons. Blaming is just one side of it, the other is complaining. People complain about their job but never learn a new skill. They complain about their salary but never look for a side hustle. They complain about the economy but never work on their own growth. Complaining feels productive, it gives you a momentary sense of release. But in truth, it produces nothing. You can't complain your way to success. The more you complain, the less time you have to take action. And action, not words, is what changes your life. Let me give you a simple example. Two small shop owners on the same quiet street face the same problem: no customers. One sits all day complaining, saying the city doesn't help, the government doesn't care, and people are selfish. The other one says, "If people won't come to me, I'll go to them." He starts delivering his goods to nearby homes, telling his friends, "Order from me, I'll bring it right to your door." Within months, his business starts growing. The first shopkeeper is still sitting, still waiting, still blaming. The second owns a supermarket now, on the same street, same city, same conditions. The only difference was the mindset. That's the truth most people don't want to hear. Blaming others feels easy because it removes responsibility, but it also removes power. When you live with excuses, you chain yourself down. You think someone else tied you, but really, it's you holding yourself back. Your future isn't decided by the government, your boss, or your parents. It's shaped by the choices you make today. When you say, "It's not my fault," you stop learning. But when you say, "It's my responsibility," you take control. And that's the moment your life starts to change. Freedom doesn't come from luck, it comes from ownership. So ask yourself, are you spending your days complaining, or are you building something better? Every minute you spend blaming others is a minute stolen from your progress. And until you stop pointing fingers and start using those hands to build, your life will never move forward.